Can you believe we played with Converse, and we should wear low cuts on top of that. And these things have no support, no. And then today you look at all the state-of-the-art sneakers that these guys play with, but we never heard of plantar fasciitis when we played. All the fancy shoes that they have now. And then in 1973, I was fortunate Puma approached me about endorsing the shoe. You know, that's when I got involved with Puma with that shoe.
You know, I endorsed ponies at the time, and then after I finished playing, I did Jordache, but I couldn't wear ponies. I could only wear Adidas, you know, because my foot, you know, just felt much better. So they used to take the Adidas last and put the pony top over it, and so it made me legitimate.
Yeah, I can't believe all of these shoes came at the same time. Adidas, Puma, Nike was just starting out.
Yeah.
Converse was the only shoe. Remember high school, college, the pros, they dominated. That was the shoe, yeah.
Well, you know, we used to get the irregular Converse,
Right.
You know, I think they were about $5, you know, because they had a couple stitching out of place and whatnot. So we were able to get those in the stores in Philly and play. And then, of course, we used to get the old kids who had the soles were about that thick, you know.
Yeah, Willis was with kids.
Is that right?
Yeah, Willis is. I never saw Adidas till Barnett, who used to live on the West Coast. He came to practice and he was wearing Adidas. So usually when we went to LA, the guy would give, back in those days, remember they would give you shoes, nobody was getting paid. So that's when they usually gave out the Adidas. You know, the Bush and those guys with all, the Adidas, the last was, my foot is wide, so they weren't wide enough for me.
So you got a real stylish shoe though.
What's that, the Puma?
The Puma.
Yeah. Well, Puma, you know, they just approached me about, you know, wearing the shoe, that they were coming out with a shoe. Could I help them design it? Because it was heavy, clunky, and we came out with the suede. So Puma came out with the suede. They had the red with the white and blue with the white stripe. And my first contract was $5,000 and all the shoes I wanted. So, you know, I was like, yeah, because like I was saying, nobody was getting money in those days. They just give you a pair of shoes. But I remember Nike had all the guys on the poster. They were just starting to have all the different players on the posters. And Adidas and Puma were brothers.
You're right.
You're right, and they had a falling out, and that's why they separated. So very interesting time. But now I can't believe the cost of sneakers, man.
Wow.
They cost more than my Gators used to cost back in the day, right? Hundreds of dollars, $200, you know. So I'm not an advocate of that. You know, I used to talk to kids and say, man, you don't need those shoes, and they would argue with me. I do. I said, you can't afford them. But they're going, but they're on TV. They're telling us to buy them. I was like, hey, man, if you can't afford them, don't. You shouldn't be spending $100 on a pair of sneakers, $200.
Well, it's a big business of, you know, kids or guys buying these different brands from the Air Jordans and the different ones, and subsequently from those and all these other different ones, and they've got their own little business aside from the sneaker company business.
Yeah, there's a whole culture out there. I found that out when Puma brought me back with the break dancers. You know, when I retired, the break dancers started wearing the Puma, so they brought me back. Then the retro crave came, like with Converse, all the old shoes. So I've been dealing with them now for something like 40 years, but yeah, they have magazines for all these shoes. And you see some of today's players, CC Sabathia had a whole house of shoes, man. I was like, you kidding me? You know, Aldrich, the guy in San Antonio, they build like shrines and museums of all these different shoes.